Hey folks, this is Billy DKY, the truth seeker that simplifies and demystifies. This is going to be baby steps. It's going to be for my blog, Following the Way. So let's get started. Basically what I'm going to do is go through the blog line by line or sentence by sentence and discuss each sentence as I go along. So let's get started. Following the Way is about growth. You know, a lot of people, I ask people, I say, well, what is the spiritual path really about? You know, and they want to give me all kinds of explanations, but really it boils down to one thing only: growth. If you look out your window, what is the grass doing? If you look at a tree, what is it doing? Growing. Everything outside is trying to grow. That is your goal. That is your only goal on the spiritual path, is to grow. And the second question you need to ask yourself, are you growing optimally? That's basically it. Okay, next sentence. Baby steps is the optimal way to grow. You may not believe it, but if you look at a tree, look at how it grows. Baby steps. That's how it got to be as big as it is. You know, it's over 20 years of time. Baby steps add up. Next sentence. We have a hard time with baby steps because we have big egos. Since we want everything right now, basically we have big egos, and from ego stems greed, and from greed stems impatience. And from impatience, basically, you're not going to grow. You're basically undoing all the growing that's possible. Next sentence. Patience and thinking long term are the correct mentalities to apply baby steps effectively. You have to be patient for baby steps to take effect. If you plant a tree and you try to get out there and stretch it, try to make it grow, all you're going to do is kill it. Likewise, in your own life, if you try to do too much and you're impatient for this imperceivable growth, then all you're going to do is run it, and you're going to quit growing. And that's really why people like me have to tell you stuff like this, is because you've got out of the harmony with the essence of life, and you need to be taught how to grow again. So again, you need to think long term, and that's patience. You need to think, okay, what do I have to do to achieve long term success? And you got to be patient. You got to apply baby steps. Next sentence. First, you need to find an unburdened place to work from, and then progress with unburdened baby steps. So your first goal, a lot of you probably aren't really in harmony right now as it is. So what you got to do first is back up to where you're an unburdened place. And once you find an unburdened place, then you make progress by going forward in unburdened steps. So it's all about unburdening yourself, but still making progress. So that may be a good way to say it. Baby steps is about progress that are unburdened, that isn't a burden. Next sentence. Since baby steps applies to everything that follows, I've decided to make it first. And then, like I said, this is a video for my blog, and I'd recommend you go look at the blog, but if you don't want to, it's fine. It don't really matter. But the point is, this is probably the most important thing you need to learn, and it applies to every other principle that I'm going to talk about in my blog. You know, you want to apply baby steps to everything. If you look at everything, look at the books that you read, look everywhere. I see it everywhere now. I mean, it's just like, it's so obvious. It's like, it's hitting you in the face every single day, but you're ignoring it because you're wanting stuff now. Anyway, next sentence. In short, following baby steps is everything you do. Let me start over in that sentence. In short, follow baby steps in everything you do, and let big steps happen on their own. So what happens if you follow baby steps and you ignore the big stuff? You'll follow baby steps, and all of a sudden something big happened. Like you didn't even expect it, and you didn't do anything to make it happen. It just sort of accumulated and just happened. So I mean, that's really how you let big things happen. You let them happen on their own. And it's sort of like water behind a dam. If water gets behind a dam, it eventually comes over and spills over. And that's sort of what happens. The baby steps accumulate, and then all of a sudden you get the big growth. So you don't go looking for the big growth. That happens on its own. It's unexpected, and it's just a little extra joy, if you will. Next paragraph. Everything around you came into existence through billions of years of baby steps. I mean, everything, let's assume the Big Bang is correct, which it probably is. It went from the singularity event, where nothing existed that you see now, because all was just pure energy. Laws of physics didn't exist. That's it. It's just pure energy. That's it. And it slowly expanded to what it is today over billions of years. That's a lot of baby steps. That's how the universe really works. It builds things through baby steps. Next sentence. That is why I say the essence takes its time to build things. However, the essence can destroy things quickly, but it's usually only progress disguised as destruction. Yeah. Okay, so like I said, before, if you look at a tree, it grows how it grows. It goes slowly. That's how it builds. And occasionally you may see something, well, look, it's destroying, the universe is destroying that woods, the fire is destroying the woods. It's making way for something else to grow. Try to see what's really going on. Don't get caught up in the knee-jerk reaction and everything. So anyway, next sentence. Baby steps is the way the universe works. Try to get in harmony with it. So I've already said the first sentence, part of that. The second part of that sentence, try to get in harmony with it. If you follow baby steps, you'll be getting in harmony with the universe, and you'll grow like the universe, and you'll be amazed at what happens when you let it happen instead of you trying to make it happen. Next paragraph. Mother Nature has already given you a perfect example of long-term success in a tree, which I've already mentioned. It grows almost imperceptible each day, but in time it's huge. And that's what we want. You want to be huge as a human being, not necessarily physically huge, but your mind, your spirit, your essence, that it quality that's hard to define, but people know it when they see it. Or another way of looking at it, look at a wild animal and then look at yourself. They have the essence. You've fallen from grace. You've fallen away from that harmony. You're trying to work your way back. Next sentence. If you follow baby steps, you too will achieve long-term results. So that's what you want to do. You're wanting to achieve long-term results. Long-term success, however you want to look at it. So that's follow baby steps, and that's exactly what you'll get. Next paragraph. Many people fail to follow baby steps because they falsely believe if I try harder, I will accomplish more. Your goal is not to force your will on reality. Your goal is to get in harmony with it so you can achieve maximum results. If you go out pushing your will on reality, it's going to fight back. It's a waste of time. Next sentence. These people follow what I call the flower principle. They achieve quick, flashy results that don't last. If you start going out to try to do too much too quick, you may achieve some results temporarily, but it's going to be short-lived. Keep the tree principle in mind. Grow your roots, grow slowly, and you will achieve success, long-term success. Next paragraph. There are only two ways in life that we fail. The first is by doing too much, which leads to the second failure of doing nothing. A lot of people get out, they want to be successful. You see it on New Year's resolutions. They'll try real hard for about a month, and then they burn out, and then they're back to sitting on the couch and doing nothing again. So avoid the two failures. As long as you're working towards your goal, then you're making progress. But as long as you don't want to do anything that's going to cause you to quit. So you want to focus on imperceivable, unburdened progress towards your goal. Give it years. Put your horizon as years to accomplishing your goals. Okay. Next sentence. Occasionally you might have to give a little more, but usually not much more, and usually not for very long. So occasionally you may have to force through something, but it's usually not the case. Last sentence. In summary, baby steps is patience without stagnation. Some people are really patient to the point of being stagnant. They don't grow. So we want to avoid that as well. So you want to grow, you don't want to be stagnant, and you don't want to force your will. Unburdened progress is what we're looking for. And I'll give a definition here since I said essence. Essence. Everything is energy. I call this energy essence. God is the personification of the essence. So a lot of people want to make the essence a personal thing. They want to turn it into a human. Like if I turn a tree into a human. Oh, look at the weeping willow. It ain't weeping. It's just a branch are hanging down. It's not human. It's just the way it is. And so that's why I say God is a personification of the essence. It's people trying to personify something that's not a personal thing. It's just energy is all it is. So anyway, if you wouldn't mind, rate the video, and later, folks.